Alright, this is take number like 700 because I started to realize as I talk really long into that camera, it shuts off at some certain point. So I'm gonna try to like clip stuff together as much as I can. So I'm probably gonna be like right here and then maybe like right here, something crazy over here. So there's gonna be like a lot of editing of just kind of clips and me like resetting the camera and stuff, blah blah blah. But anyways, hi. It's your boy Ray. This vlog is for the week of August 31st to September 6th. I didn't really record much this week because it was a boring week, and it was a really odd week for me because, I wanted to rest, but at the same time, I didn't. I decided to work out instead. So, yeah. But I tried something out different this week, especially since like Monday was Labor Day. Would have thrown things off, and I would have been pretty cranky about it. And I've always been cranky about having to come in early into the gym like in the afternoon because it just feels weird. You're like, I don't have my calories in or something like that, or I don't have enough calories in. It feels weird coming into the gym after breakfast. So yeah, it'd be one of those weird types of days. But anyways, I didn't record anything, so I figure for this video I'm going to talk about why I'm going to be doing the off season the way I'm doing it, my approach to it, and my expectations with this off season. Going into my next competition, or whenever I go into contest prep, whenever that will be. So this off season, I decided to take a really long break from competition and allow myself to give myself time to grow at this point, because with 2 years of bodybuilding, competing competitively under my belt, I have the feel for it. I know what to do. I know like the big pressures trying to step out on stage. I kind of experienced all that now. From being a beginner back in 2013 to right now. I have 4 shows under my belt, so I know all of those feelings going through contest prep now, especially through a long diet. And I started to realize after the April show that I feel like I'm nowhere near physique-wise or like complete package-wise what I'm supposed to be in order to, say, become a pro bodybuilder, or pro natural bodybuilder, natty bodybuilder. And, it was kind of those weird things where it's like you don't want to be psyched out by other people, but the moment I started like looking around at the Washington State Natural back in April, like looking at all the athletes, I'm like, man, I feel like I shouldn't be here right now. That's how I felt like, when I was like, I don't want to say comparing myself to other people, just like admiring everyone else. Even though like bodybuilding is all about, your own self-progression, I was literally psyched out immediately just by looking at like, people that I probably, knew at the time wasn't going up against, but I was like, shit, that guy has a good physique. Or like, damn, that guy should be a bodybuilder instead of being in physique. Or damn, I think that woman has bigger arms than me. So, it was like, it's just that type of reaction. I was just like, man, I really feel like I'm not that type of a quality bodybuilder to, be one with the big guys, I guess. Or I don't want to say big guys, but be one with the conditioned physique, striated glutes type of guys, So I thought, after that show, I was like, man, I really need like time to grow. And it was a good confirmation from the judges' critiques this year that, the most common thing that they said about me as far as like what I need to improve on was to gain size. Last year, it was all about, you need to work on this, you need to work on that, it's cool, But this year, a lot of positives this time, and just that one common thing. You need to build size. And I considered April like my absolute best shape in my life. Even though I've only started, training as a bodybuilder, doing the contest prep stuff for only like 2 years now. I'm starting to realize, I need to get better. I need to like take a break from actual competing and actually try and get better. So that's what I'm going to focus on for this off season, is to allow myself to grow up and, get big for the next show. And we're going to see how well I can do that within, let's say, a year. And so with this decision to do a year, I got to think about like how I'm gonna go about it, and as far as like training and nutrition goes. So I go into the training part first. Training pretty much has been the same, like for absolutely forever. Like ever since I started like competing for bodybuilding, for started contest prep for my first show, very first show ever. I was using power hypertrophy adaptive training, or that's just that philosophy. I used Lane Norton's I used Lane Norton's blueprint in the beginning, and then soon over time I started to kind of adjust things while still maintaining what fat was supposed to do for you, as long as you follow the programming. And I stuck with that, modified it around, and right now I kind of made it into my own. And I definitely love going into the gym at least 5 days a week, and I do love training for strength and training for hypertrophy. So I love the non-linear periodization training. So I definitely love those ideas, and I tend not to stray too far away from it. So I'm gonna keep that idea, or keep that split, and just kind of work with it until I feel like I really need something new to do. so I'm using fat right now. So Sunday and Monday is upper lower day, but those are my power days. So Sunday today, or ironically, even though this is supposed to be like a Saturday vlog, but whatever. Sunday today is legs or lower body power day, and then tomorrow will be upper body power day. And both these days I'm just focused on compound movements. That's it. I try to limit as much as like isolation stuff as possible, like say working biceps, or working triceps. Like I wouldn't want to say like work both heads of the biceps, or work, long head, short head of the triceps. I just want to just hit a good compounding movement and then just call it good. And then I'll rest Tuesday, and then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday will be my hypertrophy section of the week, which will be legs, push, pull. So Wednesday would be the push day, Thursday would be the legs day, and then Friday would be the pull day, rest Saturday, repeat the cycle. And with the hypertrophy days, that's where I could focus on, hitting specific areas, being able to hit all three heads of your shoulder, or being able to work the long head, short head of your triceps. Ooh, indigestion. So, so I'll be able to focus that on there. But like I said, I love the idea of to train strength and to train hypertrophy, especially for someone like me who's like really small, but I seem to be really strong for my size. My squat right now is, a little over double my body weight. My bench press has gone up like significantly. Like I'm able to bench 2 plates on flat bar bench now. And deadlifts, I haven't really deadlifted in a while, but if I did deadlift, it'd still probably be like 300 plus, or maybe like 315 plus, I should say. Deadlift is kind of easy for me, but it's not in my programming. But yeah, that's how I'm approaching training wise. Cardio, I'm doing a whopping 0 to 2 sessions of cardio a week, because I feel like just with the diet, I'm minimizing my fat gains as much as possible, so I wouldn't really need so much cardio. But it's good to do a little bit of it in a while, just for heart health, So when I think about doing cardio, I probably will try and do cardio, but I wouldn't stay on like a cardio machine for too long, or I wouldn't do cardio for too long. I wouldn't be doing like 30 minutes. I'd probably do like 15, 20 minutes post-workout or something. So nothing too exhausting, but at the same time, I don't want to emphasize too much on cardio, so that's why I'm saying 0 to 2. I want to use all my nutrients for just that maintenance recovery phase right after, putting all this stress on my body during weightlifting. So kind of keep it like that. Keep it easy. But there may be a point where I need to start doing a little bit when the fat gain, once I get a little bit more higher in weight, starts to get a little bit out of control, or it just continuously starts to put on more weight, so, or not put on more weight, but more layers of fat, more fluff, So maybe I got to start thinking about consistently doing, maybe like 1 or 2 a week. But other than that, I wouldn't be like contest prep where I'd be like cardio every single day of the week. Like, nah. So that's the weight training and the cardio approach for this off season. Okay, so nutrition is fairly easy. IFYM, flexible dieting. The numbers are always going to change, and it's definitely I don't want how do I want to put it. It's gonna change every once in a while, and for me to track macros is an easier way for me to know that I'm on point with my diet. Rather than maybe like eyeballing it. Like I don't have that skill to eyeball food, but IFYM flexible dieting allows me to kind of have a little bit more freedom of food choices, but at the same time, I also got to think about tracking the macronutrients. So I'm taking that approach with dieting, and it feels like even now that I'm eating, it feels like I'm not eating, but right now it still feels like it's a contest prep. That's the weird thing about it. Like I'm still being like, okay, I need to be eat this in this range, hit this amount of fats and stuff like that. So I don't want to say it's stressful, but it's just something you just want to make it a habit of doing. So I want to make sure that I'm hitting my macros or hitting within the range of my macros, but at the same time I don't want to kind of overdo things. Like say I have an urge to eat Taco Bell or something like that, right? Even though I have an urge to eat Taco Bell right now. So I don't want to have all that, I don't want to be able to just be like, since I'm free, I get to eat whatever I want. To an extent, I'll be able to eat whatever I want, but I need to know the macronutrients of the food. It may sound anal, but it's for me, it's the best approach, and it works for me because guess what? I've been using it for my contest prep, and I'm going to be using it for my bulk as well. And so with this bulk, the approach to nutrition is that I want to do a slow bulk. So I want to minimize the fat gain as much as I can. Pack in a lot of carbs so that I have a lot of energy. Have a lot of energy in my body, and I limit the amount of protein that I need, because you don't really need too much protein, but at the same time, you need to grow, bro. You need to grow. And so I need to have some amount of protein that's going to be adequate. So, and the numbers wise, I know I don't have so much battery power on my camera left, but numbers wise, I'll probably talk about that later. But yeah, it's a slow bulk, IFYM flexible dieting. That's my approach to it. And so last but not least, my expectations for myself once I'm done with the bulk and going into contest prep. I honestly don't know what I can tell myself. All I know right now is that I want to make sure that I'm gaining weight every week, at least a pound every week, and I've been doing that consistently, maybe like a little bit over, but whatever, it's cool. But each week, my strength has been going up. Aside from last week. Last week was a real off week, but my strength has been going up just because of me controlling my diet, making sure I have the necessary energy in my system, and it's amazing. So I just want to make sure that every week is a progression. Pound a week, make my weights go up, whether it's 5 pounds, 10 pounds, or even like 1 or 2 reps. I need to have progression of some sort every week. That way I know that something's working, even though it's probably going to be slow. It may be little, it may not be too much. I know I'm improving, step by step, little by little. So I know that for sure. But as far as like at the end of all this, I do hope that I don't have to cut down to 130 or below. I want to say, since it's only about a year, I don't know if I still have that newbie gain experience in me, but I would love to be like 140 in my next contest season. Like that'd be extremely cool. But I'm 30 years old. It's easy to put on weight, i.e. it's easy to put on fat, and I don't know what I'll be able to produce, with this bulk. So it's kind of hard to see what I'll be able to achieve at the end of all this. But I do love to be like 135, 140. 140 at most. But even then, it's still kind of small. But like I said, I'm a small guy. I'm starting from, really from like my stage weight right now. Not right now, but I started from my stage weight, 130, 131. And, like right now I'm 140. So I would love to be this 140 body weight right now, but striated and, lines on my butt and stuff like that. That's what I want to be like. And I want to like just be more thicker overall. That's kind of the achievement. But so yeah, weight wise, I want to be around there. And, it'd be a long shot to be like, yeah, I want to be like 150. No, it's too big of a long shot. But yeah, I think like 135, 140 would be cool. And if anything, if I do if I do feel like that my physique is gonna be good, I would love to graduate from the novice category for bodybuilding, because here's the thing. I don't want to be like, I competed in novice for a really long time, but I compete in novice and open, and I feel like, since I competed this long time, I'll just start competing open. No, 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 I don't want to do it like that. I want to take my progressions, steps and baby steps. So I want to be able to win a novice category, that way I can move up to open. And then, if I'm, stuck in the open for a couple years, but guess what? I'll be in the open, but guess what? I'll be able to do masters soon once I get to that age. But if anything, I would love to win a novice category at some point, and maybe 2016 I'll probably do a lot more shows than just like 2 shows, but we'll see how that goes, because I think there's going to be a couple more shows coming out of the woodworks next year for 2015, and hopefully they'll be around for 2016, so we'll see about that. I don't know if my battery ran out, but anyways, this is the end of the vlog, and hopefully that explains a little bit more stuff about like how or why I want to do an extra long off season this time. And hopefully you guys will be able to come along for the ride with my progress. So yeah, okay, bye, peace out, and I don't know what time it is because I don't have my phone, but I'm kind of hungry.